Chapter 49. Walking past security with a wink and a nod, Sasha guided Emily straight through the crowd to the waiting VIP area. It was a busy night, and the heat generated by all those bodies was incredible. Sasha and Emily fell, laughing, onto the red velvet couch as Sasha waved over a cute attendant. "Champagne, please!" Sasha yelled at the rugged, smirking brunette as he hurried off. "Damn, that's loud," Emily said, right in Sasha's ear. Yeah, tell me about it, megaphone mouth," Sasha replied, shoving Emily's shoulder playfully. Oh, what about him?" Emily said, swaddling her arm. Sasha squinted past the pony wall at the tanned, muscled man gyrating as a new song came on. "Hell no," she said, surprising Emily. They had never really talked about guys much, which seemed very strange to her at the moment. "No? Why for?" "Look at those arms," Sasha shouted. "Too high maintenance. The only thing I want a man to pump that much is me." They laughed as Sasha popped another bead, and Emily popped the champagne cork into the ceiling with a squeal. After she slammed her first glass, Emily's world dulled a bit in the warm, murky glow of alcohol. Meanwhile, Sasha's world exploded with sparkling colors and tracers from anything in motion. She could almost predict who was going to go home with whom, even if they would become couples, have kids. But she really didn't feel like pushing tonight, her word for running down the future. She was about to lower her psychic volume when something vague and subliminal caught her eye. "Uh-oh, I think I see a," Sasha said to no one, but it sounded like she was drifting again. Giggling, Emily turned to shove her friend back into the present moment, but gasped instead. Sasha's face was stark white, her forehead suddenly frosted with a heavy dew of 10 sweats. "What? You okay?" Emily asked as she put a hand on Sasha's shaking arm and squeezed. She knew Sasha had taken at least 3 beads, a reasonably heavy dose for anyone trying to fire on all cylinders. But Sasha was looking straight up buggin'. She clearly had something or someone in her sights. Emily followed her gaze and scanned the seething bodies. Nothing. "Look, see?" Sasha said, breaking from her trance with a scowl. "What? Just tell me, I don't," Emily pleaded, now sorry she had ingested a depressant. "Jesus, fuck, here, take this," Sasha shouted, snapping off 2 beads and dropping them into Emily's empty flute with a clink. Grabbing her purse, Sasha pulled out 2 Alka-Seltzer and tore the packets, dumping them in. Adding a splash of champagne, the mixture bubbled and basified. The enteric coating of the beads dissolved, allowing stage 1 to create a solution. As the liquid slurry ate through to the cellulose-based expanders, it released the rest of the 10 into the brackish, red brick cocktail. Sasha's pupils were wild and wide open as she shoved the drink into Emily's nervous hand. "I still got some tricks up my sleeve, Em. Now, slam this and take another look," Sasha said. Emily knew it would be nasty. No amount of formulating or masking could cover up all the harsh tastes she encountered in the jungle. Emily just didn't want to hurl. No guy wants to kiss a barf mouth. Cursing and holding her breath, she downed it all in one determined swig, shaking her head afterwards from the bitterness. The alcohol and Alka-Seltzer expedited the absorption. Within minutes, Emily felt like she was riding the back of a psychedelic bull. The air suddenly felt airier. Cold and hot amplified in equal measure but still separate. Each pull of Emily's lungs made her painfully aware of being an organic organism. The tissue of her respiratory tract was now engorged with fresh blood and hypersensitive. Her vision had also sharpened up, all the colors around her delineated. Their borders glowed and crackled with neon lines of energy. Emily realized she could use all this heightened awareness to survive whatever kind of shit show this was about to turn into. "So much for a fun night out. Damn it all," Emily hissed, refocusing on the crowd. "Pick and choose, Em, pick and choose," Sasha prompted, bringing back the memories of pattern recognition workshops at the ranch. "All right, on it, red, nothing. Okay, green, nope. Not much orange either, but wait, what the? There, in the crowd, was a slender man in a gray hoodie, just old enough to get into the club. He was a good dancer, his rhythmic motion almost too perfect. Like a machine, or... Emily dilated time, afraid she might lose her target in the throng of dancers. As the bass and bodies slowed, she could make out faint flashes of purple on his face. But the ghostly glow, highlighting his sharp features, emanated from inside his hood, not the club lights. That kid, he's a bot! They're here in your club! Emily shouted as the 10 worked its magic on her empathic abilities. Suddenly, the augmented humans were popping up all over the place, standing out against the mundane Reggie background. As Emily's pulse quickened, it shuttled the sacred herbs much faster into her turbocharged brain. 1, 2, there's like a half dozen over here. More, over there in the corner, she said, pointing like a rookie. Your banana peels, we just hit the mother lode. What do we do? Among that sea of young bodies, many of them Sasha's followers, a handful of bots danced incognito. Mini-me Medusas, on leave from Coraline's empire. Yeah, this is why I don't go out much. Some of the kids, they tell me stories. I ignore most of them. Too busy for that gossipy shit. But this, even if it's a coincidence, it's over the line. And if it's not a coincidence, Sasha trailed off, not wanting to prime Emily's mind. But Emily had already imagined the injury one bot could inflict, let alone a rogue pack. As she broke into a nervous 10 sweat of her own, Emily had a sudden, jarring revelation. The dancing crowd was a snapshot of all 3 groupings, a precise fractal representation of the Reggie, Dirt, and Bot distributions worldwide, just scaled down. And with that overview awareness, Emily felt a sudden sharp pain in her abdomen. Oh, man, Sasha, that dirt car bomb you made me chug. My stomach, Emily said, almost passing out as she fell sideways onto the couch. Balling up into the fetal position, her stomach cramped and her mind reeled. Emily had lost all her sense of direction, feeling land sick as the couch spun her like a top. Maybe I should have tested that one first. Ah well, eggs and omelets, Sasha pondered in her usual rationalizing manner. She knew Emily wouldn't die. She'd be mightily pissed later, but she would live. Sasha also knew that she needed to get frosty with these potential threats. Turning her back to the bots, she closed her eyes and focused. Melt. The volume on everything turned down by half, just from that one post-hypnotic suggestion. Better. Now for some protection. The blue flame. That signature visualization was the foundation of her belief in the afterlife. And on command, it set the air around her ablaze with glorious, indestructible cobalt fire. The churning, rushing flames oscillated within the probability field, protecting her and filling the space between every emergent particle within its volume. I'm almost there. Now a promise from my future self. I just have to remember to say it later. Submit to me, and I will protect you. If nothing else, the phrase always immediately readied Sasha for action, even for death if necessary. But unable to do anything about her intruders yet, Sasha sat down next to Emily and rubbed her tummy. What have I gotten us into? And how the hell did these bots get past my security? Sasha thought, running through her meager options. Meanwhile, poor Emily looked like she would have to be carried out, her eyes closed and moaning into the cushions. Suddenly, an energetic shock wave rippled through Sasha's protective fire, turning her towards the source. Across the room, a small group of dirts turned the corner just inside the club entrance. They strode directly into the twisting, grinding bodies like confident, slow-motion action stars. The woman leading them, Rue Lux, saw and sensed the bots on the floor, but detached from the desire to tangle with them. Not the time nor the place. Because Rue had met Coraline, their queen bee, on the train. Now, she finally understood the gravity of each encounter, no matter how casual they seemed on the surface, and the consequences of each decision that followed. As she and her crew slipped past the hopefully oblivious bots, Rue could see that they were loaded, high, on whatever the latest hybrid street stack was. Good. Deep fry your snakes, robo-bitches. Once the Dirts were past the pony wall and out of the bot's drunken earshot, Rue addressed Sasha. "We got a problem," Rue shouted, making Sasha's heart thud as she turned away from Emily. This wasn't the usual protocol for a meet. They tried to keep everything at least once removed. Offline, off-grid, encoded, secret, compartmentalized. Cells and spells, Sasha called it jokingly, but not. Within a week, that phrase had swept through the Dirt communities worldwide. It belonged to them now, defined them. Rue's amethyst crystal armor touched and entered Sasha's blue fire. The signature energetic shield sparked and sparkled at the edges and curves of their boundaries. What? What already? Look, Emily is out of commission over here, and you all, Sasha began, laying into Rue as her namaste clashed with her fight-or-flight instincts. Coraline McCarthy. We ran into her on the train. She played us, at first, Rue said, her purple quartz fading slightly as her confidence shifted with embarrassment. Coraline must know somehow, Sasha thought, frantic for answers. All the raw materials. The 10 that went missing. Did she intercept the shipments? And did she send these bots to attack us? Assassinate me? That little... Sasha shot up, dilated time, and pushed. Over Rue's shoulder, a voluptuous bot in a canary yellow hoodie over a black, spaghetti-strapped tank top stopped mid-dance and looked right at Sasha. But the others were thankfully oblivious, still happy, high, and partying. For now, at least. Disarmed by the brazen bot and suddenly worried about Emily's fighting abilities, Sasha broke the staring contest and hid behind Rue. They aren't networked, Sasha shouted. We know. They're on short, janky stacks, weak herbs, and dirty chems. The 10 won't let them transmit to their boss, but they're still superhuman cyber dicks that will fuck your shit up. We can handle them, but you and Emily are too important. You can't be exposed like this, Rue said, sounding like a chastising mother. And then, as if on cue, Emily projectile vomited onto both their shoes. The wet mess knocked Sasha and Rue out of their shared, dilated time bubble. Em, come on. We need to go, 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 Sasha said as she crouched farther down and slid an arm around Emily's waist. Crawl out the back. We'll cover you, Rue said, as she and the other Dirts casually formed a human shield to block the bot's line of sight. All right, beautiful girl. Here we go, Sasha said, gently rolling Emily onto the floor. Sasha half-dragged Emily around and behind the overstuffed velvet couch. Crawling through the swinging doors, they tumbled into a busy, confused kitchen. As soon as she could, Sasha got Emily up and stumbling. The back door flew open as they spilled out into the street. Sasha reached into her purse for a bit of nostalgia. 2 generic, plastic-wrapped shoes, labeled only Raramuri. Now, she could lay some proper snark on her. Same old Sasha, Emily said, chuckling as she wiped her mouth with the back of her hand. Same old me, different day, Sasha huffed, out of breath as she handed the packet to Emily and opened her own. Eat this, and you won't even feel the run home, Sasha said, swallowing the vanilla and pinole-infused herbs. Run home? Emily said incredulously, opening hers as she thought of how out of shape she was. Oh, hell,